Hey, what's up DIYers? Mike Boers with the Mike Boers channel. Thank you for watching. We have a Mercruiser Alpha outdrive and we are going to show you how to properly remove the propeller. Let's go outside and get started. All right, DIYers, outside of the outdrive engine, and it just got done raining, as you can see, with the wet concrete. And this is an Alpha 1 Gen 1. We pulled off an 89 glass port boat. And if you've watched a couple of our other videos, you will know that we are going to tear this thing open and rebuild all parts, including the shafts, the gears, the bearings, etc. And with that said, our next step is to remove that prop. And after that, it will be separating the upper case from the lower case. And I strongly recommend, prior to removing your outdrive from your boat, make sure you have a reliable stand to put it on. And the stand holding this engine right now was only about $150 after tax, and we have a video down below in the comment section as well as description section on assembling it and getting it in position to hold the outdrive engine. So definitely check that out. In the event that you are going to be doing some maintenance to your outdrive engine, separating the upper case from the lower case, whether it's bearings, shafts, or water pump, impeller, etc., now's a good time to remove the prop, as the two upper and lower are still connected to give you leverage. And the very first thing we are going to do is lock the prop in the forward position. So as you can see, I can spin the prop both left and right. Come to the front and center that gear portion right there, and that is going to lock the prop from turning left. And that is also going to help you when removing this nut here. Let's go grab some tools. Back from the workbench and toolbox, grabbed a towel and soaked a little bit of the water up. And a couple tools you may need. I've got a very thin flathead, a thicker flathead, and some needle nose pliers. I've got a breaker bar with a 1 1/16 inch socket, and that is for this nut. However, again, make sure it is locked. And from here, you can try your thin flathead screwdriver, and this little locking ring here has several tabs or teeth on them, and they lock in or bend into little slots on the internal part here. And with this design, it alleviates this nut from having the opportunity to spin off. So before we even attempt to remove this nut, we have to pry up these little tabs that are in those little grooves. And do your best not to harm any portion of your prop, but chances are if you're taking off your prop, you are replacing it. Get in there, and if it's a real thin flathead screwdriver, you might bend it, so take that into consideration. You may want to put a towel right here as you do this, and when you get each tab to move, you can grab your thicker flathead and continue pulling those tabs out of those little grooves. And you may want to use some needle nose pliers. At this point, I've got the tabs bent up, and this one down here was pretty stubborn, but we managed to get it out. And again, just do your best not to damage the outer portion of your prop. But if you are replacing your prop, I guess it doesn't matter. But if you are refurbishing it, you want to treat it pretty friendly. At this point, I've set the camera down, and let's get that nut off. Again, make sure it is in the forward gear and locked. That will help you as you untighten this nut. And the longer the breaker bar, the easier it's going to come off. And that loosened up very easily. And DIYers, that surprisingly was far easier and friendlier than I thought. We'll set that nut aside. That's a big nut. And from here we can basically pull the two parts out, and check that out. We'll set those aside. From here, again, the prop is still locked in the forward gear and not able to rotate to the left. And hopefully your prop should come off fairly easy. And this one's coming off. If you're having trouble, you may need to just tap it with a rubber mallet. There it is. Prop is completely removed from the prop shaft, and there's a close-up of the shaft itself. This is the spline that is always well lubricated for the prop splines. And inside here is your bearing carrier. We are going to remove that bearing carrier, replace all the bearings, all the spacers, and the gears deep inside here. And in the event that that is your next step, we are going to have videos down below in the comment section as well as description section on how to first drain your gear oil that gathers in the lower unit and feeds oil up to the gears in the upper case. And before you separate these, you want to drain that oil. So scrolling above is a link. Definitely check that out. It's a quick, friendly DIY process and shouldn't take you long at all. So again, quick, friendly steps on how to remove a prop, and we are on to the next step. Do us a favor, below the video, you will see that thumbs up icon. Click on that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Definitely ring your YouTube bell. That would be very helpful to us. We really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching, and we hope to see you at the next video as we continue to take apart this outdrive engine and rebuild it. back to the prop real quick. We are going to be replacing all these parts, but you might not be replacing them. You may want to put them back together as they were when the prop was connected to the shaft, and it will look like that.